Here we go. All right. We are live.
You're alive and in color, eh?
Yeah, live and in living color.
It's good to see you guys.
What's happening, man?
Sounds good. Somebody's using a professional microphone.
Is it me?
It's
Yeah.
you, dude.
No, I finally found my headset. I had to go and look for it.
I didn't feel like setting anything up, so I'm just using my earbuds.
And I'm doing none of those. I'm using the computer audio for everything.
Yeah, well, you're sitting close enough. It sounds fine.
Hooray! We've
So
never
I'm
done this
following us.
before.
I'm following us. We're actually being closed captioned here.
Really?
Oh, really?
Look, I'm watching the delay on Facebook. Yeah, and we're it's kind of crazy. It's closed captioning us, and I didn't check any box to do that. So
Sweet.
yeah, either Streamlabs is doing that or Facebook's doing that.
Oh yeah, I see us. Yeah,
Isn't that cool?
it's really cool.
Yeah. So we're probably a good 20-second delay on that. It looks like. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, it's $20 a month to pay for like all the bells and whistles on this thing, but until we have the audience, let's use the free.
So I logged in to. I created an email and user name.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get in for some reason.
To those panels?
I couldn't get into the
these
site.
are the only. Which site?
It says Comic-Con at home, and then it asks for your email and username as well as your password.
Right.
Right. I couldn't log in earlier for some reason. I don't know why. It just wouldn't let me in. It kept saying that something like the users were full or something. I don't know. So I got to go back and my green screen fell.
Your Star Destroyer took a hit.
Yeah. I have to figure out why. I have to figure out why I can't log in. It's weird.
Huh.
Hold on a second.
Well, I logged in as the show, and I'm still blocked from all the panels, so I don't know what the hell's going on with that. It's not explained very well. I don't know if you had to pay for that or what. Or like if that whole calendar is only for people who already purchased a pass to the show. Like, and we can only watch the stuff on IGN.
That's strange.
I might need more capper tape. I had to attach it to the wall somewhere.
Anybody watching us other than us three?
One person reached. Hello, one person.
Hi there.
I don't know who it is. Anyway, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll pick up a few along the way. Could always I'll tweet it out. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't log into the site for some reason. I wonder if I just try to log in through just attaching it to my Google, which I hate doing. But okay, it's just going to use my Gmail then.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to get on to?
Well, I created a username and password, and it wouldn't let me use that. But all of a sudden now,
Yeah, but what are you trying to do? Are you trying to watch and those panels that are in that calendar they have?
Well, to access the calendar, you have to have a username and login. The calendar where you can see where it says Wednesday 3:00, and it has everything kind of laid out.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I wasn't able to, I created an account for our show, and I wasn't able to watch anything. I was blocked from it. So I'm guessing that's like you had to pay for those in advance or something, or if you paid for a ticket to the conference, you get those for free.
Yeah, well, right now I have access to watch this comics in the classroom.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot.
Oh shit! Can you hear that?
I was looking at those at Eastern time, wasn't I?
Yeah, this is
because that one starts at 3:00 or 3:30. Yeah. Okay, so then let me go there.
Oh crap! I just closed the page.
That's all right. Well, interesting. So
I logged in with my Gmail. It just asked me, and I got in, and it's the easier way to do it. I just don't like doing that because then it's like it automatically logs in as opposed to you trying to create your own username and password.
Right.
It's like create some weird extension or something. So now all of a sudden they have access to everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I set up the show account and gave everybody the password and stuff. Just use that. Because our show emails Gmail.
Yeah. Here,
So Family Guy got a season 19. Huh? Did you see that?
Really? 19?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. They've
surprised?
Huh?
Is anybody surprised? Raise your hand. No surprises. Okay.
I stopped.
I can't tell you the last time I watched that show.
Yeah, I think I stopped watching like season.
Oh, I'm not saying I watch it either, but it's one of these things.
The only show you could probably see my flubber. The only show that I'll watch now is The Simpsons or South Park. That's about it for long going.
The Simpsons, really?
Yeah, Simpsons is still good.
I gave up on that a long time ago.
Really?
Too.
It's not that bad.
It's not what it was.
No, but it's still the longest running show on TV, isn't it?
One of them.
Yeah.
I think Meet the Press is actually longer than that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, come on.
It's the longest running animated show.
Yeah.
All right. I want to simulate that I'm on the bridge of a Star Destroyer. Come on now.
That's pretty cool. What were you doing? Taping it all together?
Well, I have a C-stand that's holding the green screen, but the C-stand arm is not that big. I mean, it's long, but you know. Yeah. So in order to have it go completely behind me, I had to actually tape it to the wall.
Oh.
So, I got this green screen for like $10 on Amazon, and it was huge. I think they actually gave me the wrong size because it's like a bedspread. And
really,
yeah, it's huge. The thing is, and it's
so you can do full body green screen.
I could fit like 5 people behind this thing. I swear they gave me the wrong size.
I have a 5 foot by 8 foot. I don't have one that big.
This thing is huge. It's literally like it's a full size, maybe queen size bed sheet.
Wow,
interesting.
And it came with 3 clamps, but it didn't come with any bracket.
No, right.
So I had a C-stand. I had a C-stand downstairs, and I was like, "Wow, that should work." And the C-stand arm I have is not very long. And then I was like, "Well, it's not gonna go the whole way through." But
that's funny
because behind me right now, it's not terrible, but this has been my home office right now, and I have a lot of stuff surrounding. You can't see it, but I have microphones and labs and all kinds of drives.
Oh, so you and Pete kind of basically did the same thing. You hung fabric to block your mess.
Precisely, yeah. Behind this gray sheet is a horrible mess, and I refuse to let it be seen on by anybody else other than me. So I'm sitting in a gray cave.
I swear Rob Liefeld doesn't. He's like a vampire.
Oh, here he is. I've been waiting for this. Should I turn the volume up a little bit?
Yeah, let's listen to it.
All right, hang on. Let's.
Did you see that link I sent out for the McFarlane documentary that Sci-Fi's doing?
I saw that.
I haven't watched it yet.
Actually. I think it was just a. Yeah, it's kind of a rag to riches kind of thing, and no offense to him, but he is kind of a cocky guy. So I can only imagine that documentary.
Oh, McFarlane?
Yeah.
Oh, he's another one who's in love with his own voice.
Right.
That's like saying the Atlantic Ocean is damp.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Is that too loud for you guys?
I can't hear it.
You can't?
Nope.
You don't hear Rob Liefeld talking.
Do not. I see him talking.
Oh, wait. I think I have to go here.
Thank you to our one viewer who's actually witnessing us stumble through modern technology.
Yeah. All right. I gotta say, Liefeld's entertaining. Let me stop the share and do it again because there's no audio last time. So I'll go remove.
I'm wondering if
Can you hear it now?
No.
Nope.
All right. How do we get the freaking audio? Stop screen. Share screen.
Are we still being watched?
I would assume so. I don't know.
We're being watched.
We're being watched.
Don't watch me.
Do you hear it?
No.
Oh, that
Oh,
sucks.
bueno. Maybe you need to switch it off your headset. That's the problem.
You think so? All right, I'll try that.
You are mute. Nope.
Can you hear Rob now?
Certain of how to make comic books,
Yes.
Yes.
to be honest, we're
Okay.
more than a little concerned.
So I can't use this because this screws you guys.
You know,
Right, I
even
assume
back
that
then,
was it. He's a little
All
loud.
right. Well,
this is my passion. I make
there it is. I bought that.
pictures. What I do here is what I've always done. So I'm not intimidated. You know,
I don't
what we
think he
call
did
it,
the cover.
Oh, okay.
games. But do I know that there's an
Keith, I have a better idea. Why don't we
video game
log in and listen to the stream separate because the audio is a little quonky.
in a
Is it?
pandemic?
Yeah.
What didn't surprise
Yeah,
me
but
the other
it's
day,
going to be on a
they
different
announced
delay
it
for
yesterday,
everybody.
Or I don't know when this is going to air, but recently they announced that they're making a Bad Batch Star Wars cartoon or a
Let
standoff
me
or a
see something
spinoff.
here.
And I'm like, of course, because I talked to my animation
Audio.
friends. While we are in lockdown, you know what you can do? You can work on your computer. You can make computer graphics. You can make animation. You can work in isolation and continue to make entertainment that people want.
Snake Eyes, Dead Game. Tell us about this book. What was it that drew you to the Snake Eyes character? What can readers expect in this new title?
So it was about this time last year. It was May of 2019, and Chris.
Like you're playing it through like your room.
That's what it is. I think you guys are just hearing it through my speakers.
Called me the day.
I don't know how to get the audio. When I share my screen, it's not
X
bringing the audio
called me
with it
that.
for some
I
reason.
very
I'm trying to figure
remember
that out.
He texted me and said, "Rob, is it time? Should we do G.I. Joe?" Obviously, Hasbro is the
They're showing the movie.
control all of the G.I. Joe property. They always have. Obviously, they've done a great job with it.
I have a very large G.I. Joe collection.
Yeah, you do. You still have it?
I have it in my office area.
We're all over this book.
Have you talked to G.I. Gary from Planet Comics yet?
No, well, we talked once.
Yeah.
He's really into it. I mean, he knows.
Oh,
everything.
he is. Yeah.
Snake Eyes right here. This
I have that figure.
This whole comic, this comic book is probably to start building some interest for the new movie.
This is the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell toys right now because they released a 6-inch line of G.I. Joe figures now because
As a kid, you know,
before they were kind of toying around with it, but Hasbro never went through with it and finally just said, screw it. We gotta bring G.I. Joe back to the forefront.
Old samurai. And
Yeah, that's probably why they're doing the movie as well. The Snake Eyes movie and Star Wars Black series is selling well.
Yeah.
This is basically the G.I. Joe Black series, and Transformers is doing a Black series as well with non-transforming cartoon accurate figures, which look pretty cool.
Who also holstered.
Yeah, those black figures are really nice. What are they, about 8 inches tall?
Moved like this.
7.5?
At least 6, yeah.
Oh, they look bigger than that.
You might say that the next time you saw a guy with a pistol and a katana, he might have looked like this.
Deadpool.
And so you don't get to Deadpool without Snake Eyes. I can confirm that. And so it's exciting to do Snake Eyes and kind of honor my.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the settings.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just going to ask you what comes first, Snake Eyes or Deadpool? It seems like Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, no. The Snake Eyes directly informed everything I did with Deadpool, other than he's mute. But right here is Roadblock, and you kind of don't get to Cable without Roadblock. G.I. Joe really informed my.
Oh, look at you!
Because the I love weapons. I love gear.
I pre-ordered the special edition Snake Eyes.
People have tried to.
What is
pouches
is that a toy?
Like I'm the pouch king, and I always go, wait. Did you really never see a soldier in the military before? And have you ever seen a
cool.
Like those guys are covered in pouches, right? But I will gladly be the champion of pouches. That's a moniker I'll wear.
You love your pouches, man.
Everything that I eventually went on to do with
pouches and small feet.
With Cable, with Deadpool.
Can you talk a little bit about the villain? Who is Snake Eyes going up against in Dead Game?
Here's that red mummy guy or whatever it is.
Boy.
Got his Sword of the Dead sword. And we have what that does.
Oh my god.
Wow.
The very powerful.
Who did that?
And you have to
I don't know. Doesn't even say.
Really?
The Dead, which is what the Dead sword and the Dead game will do. It will give you an instant army across the world of all the dead.
Rob, we're about out of time. Comics fans,
Wow.
Snake
That's
Eyes
huge.
That's cool, man.
out in stores now.
And listen to my podcast.
All-sized. Look at that. That's huge.
And
I can't do observation. Robert Byron Burnett's.
It comes with a whole dojo set with swords and size and all kinds
Oh,
of things.
man. So it's for kids, basically.
No, it's for adults.
I'm being sarcastic. It's
They're
not. They're not dolls. They're action figures. I don't
They're not dolls. They're action figures.
play. I do stuff.
Peter Pan complexes are wonderful, aren't they?
Hey, man, I leave this stuff to my cats. Not my kids, my cats. It's gonna be worth something someday to my cats. They're gonna.
I'm down with it.
Hey, no, I totally get it. I've got a couple of Masterpiece Transformers figures, and they aren't. They are. I ought to go get the foot tall and extremely long Godzilla that I've got sitting next to my my Godzilla head, which goes on display at the Witch's Dungeon Classic Movie Museum in Bristol, Connecticut, every October.
Nice. It's funny. Collecting is, I love collecting G.I. Joe. The problem is there was a point where I had to say when is enough because it was just getting out of control. And I was finding myself spending more time at night before I was going to bed, just going through eBay and going through all these places and just looking for figures. And finally, I just couldn't do it anymore. So this was the last figure I bought, and that was this year. But before then, I took like a 5-year hiatus. I was like, I can't do this anymore because I can't fit anything in my room anymore. And it was just becoming an obsession. And I said, when is this going to end? Because they're just going to keep releasing stuff, and then I'm just going to keep buying it. Well, so collect.
Do you remember what John Byrne told us when we walked into his house and saw all his toys? He said, Pete, he says, you know how you get all this stuff? And we're like, how? And he goes, divorce.
Yeah. or single. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, single, right. John Byrne has more toys than I've ever seen. Like he's got more toys than an FAO Schwartz would have stocked. It's crazy.
I had to get the Snake Eyes though, because I've always wanted a 6-inch Snake Eyes, and so this is a special edition.
Yeah, don't we all, Jude?
So let's recap what this week's going to be like.
What's going on here?
Yeah. I mean,
it's the first day. It's a light news day, mostly gaming news. Like everything I went across here, and there's the Family Guy. So they're going to have their panel tomorrow. And I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of bummed. I'm going to be on the road all day tomorrow. I'm going to try to actually listen to these on my phone. It's going to be interesting on that front. Let's see what else. Oh, did you see this?
Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Something to
this.
Target. Now,
They really do have to recoup a lot of their losses, don't they?
But here's the thing, like, word is out that this thing is, Galaxy's Edge is kind of abysmal.
Yeah.
And like who wants this? Do you want the Funko Pop R5?
No. As
seen in Rogue One? Do you want this Hyperdrive BB-8? No. There he is again. It's remote controlled because this is what kills me too. Do these toy makers really think that kids give a shit about remote controlled toys anymore with all the shit they have? You know what I mean? Oh, look, it goes forward, backwards, left, and right. Or you could get the Lego Resistance 1TS Transport. Okay.
Yeah.
My green screen fell.
Now, this
Okay.
is the one that kills me. This is gorgeous, right? Now, look what they say here.
Wrong dish.
Well, that's the thing. Star Wars Vintage Collection, right? Look at that, vintage. So they're playing on us, the Fandom Menace, right? They're playing on us.
Yep.
However, the characters you get here are Chewbacca and I don't even know who that is. It just says 2 action figures and 6 porgs.
Ooh,
Parts of those little,
Now-
those-
Right. I don't know if you can make it out, but do you see the price on this thing?
Is
It's
that
$400. It's $400. $400.
Is it life size?
I don't know. They don't. There's no dimensions listed here. There's no hot links to it.
Imagine how many angry wives are going to be.
Yeah,
Well,
no
all
kidding.
right.
Gonna be
Look at it
angry.
this way. If you look at it, Pete, though, like the action figures are the regular 3.5-inch action figures,
Right.
right?
They're probably
Yeah.
better
So,
articulated though.
That
than-
thing's the same, but that's the same size as the Millennium Falcon from. It's probably this big.
Yeah.
yeah, the Kenner one.
Yeah.
Right. $400
More
and you
detail.
get the Force Awakens model? I don't think so, man. I don't want that. Come on.
Although I did see on the front cover there, if you look in, no, one more.
Yeah.
I gotta-
Down in the lower left, it's got a round dish, so maybe
Oh.
it gives you the option of swapping it out to the real one.
Oh, okay. It's still $400 though, man.
Yeah, it's still about $300 too expensive.
This is one of my favorite science fiction spaceships of all time, but that's for a plastic toy. That's a bit much.
Do you know how they came up with the design?
It's a hamburger.
Yeah, it's a hamburger. Somebody actually took a bite of a hamburger, and I forgot who saw it. Whoever, it
Really?
wasn't Lucas. I don't think it was Lucas. Was it?
Yep.
He saw somebody bite into a hamburger, and it was like a bite, half eaten. Well, not half eaten, but a big chunk taken out. And he was like, "That's what I want my ship to look like." That's how they designed Falcon.
Are you kidding? For real?
That's
Pete knows the story.
true.
I've never heard that.
Of course, whoever's watching, feel free to
Dispute that.
fact check it, to dispute it, and
Yeah.
fact check it live on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or where else? Where else can you see this?
Right now, Facebook only because it's the free StreamYard account.
Well, in that case, if you're on Facebook and watching us yammer about this $400 Millennium Falcon at Pizza Pop Culture on Facebook, feel free to dispute whether or not this really is a hamburger.
Yeah, right.
The Millennium Falcon. I just looked it up. The Millennium Falcon was inspired by a hamburger. George Lucas draws inspiration from the strangest of places, and yada yada. It's just an article about it, but yeah.
Wow. It's kind of like the Apple logo with the bite taken out of it.
Or a
Well,
pizza with
then-
a flight missing.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he was looking at something else besides a hamburger, and he decided?
Oh man.
We would have never got the Millennium Falcon. It could have been a taco or something. I don't know.
Or
That bag of
Ooh.
M&Ms. That's what I want for my spaceship.
the Millennium Boobies. Let's see. You get the Captain Cardinal.
Who?
Yeah, it's one of those red storm Admiral Armitage Hux's
so-
personal guard
Yeah.
in the
They're-
First Order. So you see the theme here. There it is.
Yeah,
so
they're doing this new thing that's similar to. So what's really funny about this is that they're doing die cast without die cast. They're doing some kind of like foil wrap now with the plastic to make it simulate that it looks like die cast. You know that
Yeah.
back in the day when
They
you
put
get
that reflective metal,
right.
like my old C-3PO figure that it starts flaking off after a while.
Right.
The,
This is
the
foil.
vacuum chrome.
What's
yeah.
The vacuum form chrome.
that? Right.
Yeah,
And now
exactly.
they're re-releasing a lot of these 6-inch figures with that plastic wrap or whatever they call it. It's a new technology they're doing.
Yeah. Well, and then we got this thing,
What the hell is that?
the
that?
DJR3X.
BJ?
Does that make hamburgers?
DJ is in disc jockey.
Hamburger droid?
Okay.
It's as seen in Oga's Cantina on Batu. That's from Force Awakens, right? So harsh reality check is coming here. Nobody wants these fucking toys.
Well, they're completists out there, especially some.
Yeah, but
There's not enough,
completists.
there's not enough of them.
Right, completists are not gonna. Star Wars toys have been losing money for years now, and here we go again. They're putting out all these sequel-based toys that I don't think anybody wants. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
No, you're not wrong.
Well, here's the thing.
I was excited when I saw, oh, cool, Star Wars toys are coming to Target, and I pop on it and I look at this and I'm like, wow, I want the Millennium Falcon, but it's $400, so that's not happening.
Yeah,
right. But there's a whole huge YouTube thing where there's collectors that actually do reviews on these figures, like the Foosh, Shartimus Prime.
I get that, but that's not. They don't buy enough quantity to sustain this.
But there are collectors that will buy anything.
Oh yeah, no. There's definitely going to be people that absolutely have to have the DJ.
Right.
Robot.
DJ
Good,
X5 13.4 robot.
Oh
yeah, exactly. The Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Is it me or
That's
just
cool
never
looking.
understood Power Rangers? I know it was a big thing.
I just don't get the appeal. It's too cheesy looking for me. Yeah.
It's a Japanese thing.
Right.
I liked Voltron. I thought that Voltron was a lot cooler than Power Rangers, but
Oddly enough, you can credit Marvel Comics with starting the whole Power Rangers type genre.
Really?
Yes, you can, because over in Japan they had a live-action Spider-Man TV show the same time that we had.
That's right, and he was a ninja.
He was a ninja, and he had a giant robot that he could call on to fight.
That's right.
The Monster of the Week. So Stan Lee had licensed Spider-Man over to Toei, I believe was the name of the company, and they basically are credited with starting that whole ninja robot genre.
Right. Crazy.
I think they covered the Power.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
They covered the Power Rangers and the Toys That Made Us. I didn't see that episode, so I don't know if you guys saw that. It's a great show. It wasn't Power Rangers was on there. I just didn't watch that one, and I didn't watch the one either.
It was kind of, I think, targeted toward younger people.
Yeah.
So, did anybody read about this here? Ukraine president endorses Joaquin Phoenix documentary to end a hostage situation.
What?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
You gotta click on that. You gotta click on it. Click on it.
All right. Did I click it? Come on. There we go.
Yeah.
What? A near
12-hour standoff between an armed man and the police came to an end when the country's president agreed to comply with the gunman's demand that he publicly endorse a Joaquin. All right, I thought Americans were nuts. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
The documentary film, narrated by Phoenix and directed by Sean Monson, examines humankind's economic dependence on animals and depicts hidden camera footage of animals suffering.
He's a big animal rights person.
Yeah,
huge.
He's a vegan, isn't he?
Oh, he's like super vegan.
Yeah.
I don't think this green screen thing's gonna work, but I'm fighting it.
Staple it.
Yeah.
So here's the Family Guy thing.
I can always patch the hole up later.
Did you see? Oh wait, I lost my place. That's weird. How did that happen? I went to movies. Did you see this? The Flintstones complete series coming to Blu-ray.
I did. I saw that. I wonder if they're going to put the black and white cigarette ads as part of that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Does Disney own Hanna-Barbera? Who bought Hanna-Barbera?
No, that's Warner Brothers.
Oh, is it Warner Brothers? It was originally Hanna-Barbera, though, right?
Yes.
Hanna-Barbera produced the Flintstone, yeah.
Right,
Flintstones,
yeah. I just didn't know if Disney bought them because I thought Disney bought everything.
No.
I love the Flintstones, at least the early seasons. I think once they had Gazoo and stuff, it went off the rails.
You didn't like Bam Bam and what was the other one?
Hello, dum-dums. The Great Gazoo.
Yeah, he was like basically Q from Star Trek.
he was.
Harvey Korman.
Wasn't he? He was basically Q.
Yeah, he was. He'd always show up, hello, dum-dums. He'd snap his fingers. Yeah. You're right, he was. I'm just looking here to see if they say anything about
generation stole that idea from the Flintstones.
I wonder. Oh, here it is, Pete. It says no specific release date. It's also unclear what bonus features might be included in this set. We'll have to wait and see if those infamous Winston cigarette ads have been remastered in HD. So they want the same thing as you. Yeah, that would be awesome. I love the Flintstones. I might have to whore myself out to afford this, but I'm gonna probably have to get it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You have a daughter. Would you play the Flintstones for your daughter?
Oh God, in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Of course. Why not?
Because I think kids need to be shown stuff that we grew up on. I don't know. There were so many good cartoons, and I feel like
I agree.
I don't even know what's out there for kids now. I really don't. I know a lot of kids watch
Peppa Pig.
I don't even know.
Paw Patrol, but that's problematic now.
Well, Paw Patrol's for littler kids, but like Avery loves SpongeBob. She still likes Peppa Pig, even though it's still for younger kids a little bit. But she's obsessed with SpongeBob right now. She just loves him.
Good for her.
Yeah.
How much is that, by the way? I was going to run for like 30 bucks.
There's no pricing set. I'm guessing it's going to start somewhere around 100, and after a year, it'll be down to like $35, $36, like the Batman, Adam West Batman. You can get that for $34 now, the complete Batman series.
I'm going to go on Amazon right now.
Really? The Adam West Batman?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see how much you can get it. What is there? Is it just a complete collection?
Yeah, it's like the entire series. Go to Blu-ray.com. Here, I'll do it. Show you. Blu-ray.
So if you're watching, thank you very much for watching.
There's somebody watching.
Really?
We're gonna get more people. Will probably watch this archive.
Gotcha.
In the morning or whatever. Who knows? I don't know.
And we have to give a salute to Adam West. It's his passing, 2 years ago?
2 or 3, yeah.
I want to say 3.
Oops. I messed up here. Hang on. Batman.
Is it Burt Ward? He's still alive, though, right?
Yes, he is. Burt Ward is still alive. And I think the very last thing that Adam West did is he played Batman in the animated Batman versus Two-Face with William Shatner.
Yes, he did.
As Two-Face.
Yep.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. WB Animation made 2 Batman 66 cartoons, and they got back as many of the existing cast as possible. And anybody that had already passed on, they got sound-alikes, and boy, do they sound just like him. It's not just like Maurice LaMarche doing the Joker. No, it's somebody doing Cesar Romero doing the Joker. They sound dead on.
Yeah, I have the first one, the Cape Crusaders one.
Yep. And the second one, they fight Two-Face, and Harvey Dent is played by William Shatner.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. The dream team up, William Shatner and Adam West. So there you go, Jude. All 120, fully remastered. Get a book. 3 seasons.
On Amazon, you can get for $34.
That's right there, $34.96. Mm-hmm. Have you seen this site, Blu-ray.com? If you don't know about it, you should. It's freaking awesome. Every day they have these deals. So you can click on here and you can search all these places, and you can just even sort by lowest price. So you go on here and you go.
How is the DVD?
Creed is $3.99 sold.
How much?
Oh, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2, $5.
The 2?
Yeah, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2. Twice as good as the first one. Yeah, no, this site is awesome. Hey, there's your movie, Pete. World War Z, $5.32.
Yeah, we do a quick talk about that in this upcoming episode, which drops in 2 days.
Yep.
Does anybody know
BVS?
Does anybody know what this is?
That's the Batusi. Episode 1.
Yeah.
Batusi.
Galaxy Quest. They got some. The problem is I've smoked most of these like $5 Blu-rays. I check it all the time and I'm like, I already have. I
get free shipping.
Yeah, are you Prime?
I know what I've been watching all the month of August.
So then you can even check Best Buy for their specials. I have to log in for that though. You have to create a little free account. So Best Buy.
Oh, Birds of Prey.
What? Where? Best deals. Let's see. Oh, $14.99.
That's a bit too overpriced.
Integrity Farms, $21.99.
Is that
All
the
right.
whole? Is that the whole season of Gotham for $10?
It would be
how many seasons?
5th season,
Oh,
5th and final.
Yeah, I never got into Gotham. I watched like the first couple seasons, and
It's really well done. It's really oppressively dark. It never lets you up for air. There's no real comedy. There's no lighthearted moments even. It's just constant doom and gloom. Dr. Sleep, $12.99. Has anybody seen Dr. Sleep?
I have not.
I'm afraid
I hear it's good.
I'm afraid it's gonna ruin my whole Shining experience.
I hear it's really good.
I want to keep
From
the
people
Shining.
who love The Shining.
I don't want to tarnish what I when sequels sometimes I don't know. I like the way The Shining is in my head right now. I don't want to change it.
How about oh look, Legally Blonde 2, $6.99. Come on, you know you want that one.
Ooh.
This was good, Just Mercy. I enjoyed that. How about this one? Terminator Dark Fate, $14.99.
I don't even.
That's about $14.99. Too
Too
pricey
much
for
money.
me.
Exactly.
Yesterday was
my
pretty good.
God.
That was yesterday is a movie about
the Beatles thing.
About a guy who I guess the Beatles
never existed or something like that.
And
yeah,
he's the only one. Well, I don't want to ruin the movie, but he's the only one that knows they existed, and he starts playing all their tunes on the guitar, and he becomes famous.
Right.
And everybody thinks that's his stuff.
Which really irritated Paul because Paul came up with a movie idea called Made by Fred a couple of years ago, and it was very similar.
Oh, John Amenta.
What?
Hello, John Amenta. He really likes.
Oh, hey.
On action. Well, okay.
Jane's addiction.
I think our one viewer's been exposed.
Did he see?
You're outed, John.
No, I told him today that I bought the special edition Snake Eyes. He's like, I got it too.
Hop on and join us, man.
Did you get the cool poster?
I did not. So let me see here while you're. Boy, I'm running. I got too many tabs open here.
John is about to record, so it doesn't sound like he's going to hop on with it. Well, good luck with your recording, sir.
Yeah. The Pint of Comics episode. I love T3.
No, T3.
I do. I like T3. Yes.
Yeah, no, for having the mandate of you have to follow Terminator 2. You know, the
anybody who likes T3 likes Aliens 3.
No, that's
how
not
I feel
true.
about that.
No, that's not true.
It did a good job of what the studio wanted it to do, and it followed Terminator 2, and it did a pretty competent job of it.
Listen,
yeah, it really did.
He went into the lava or whatever, the hot molten whatever at the end of the second one, and that was it. And he,
yeah, absolutely great.
Yeah, but I think what's great about T3 is the bummer ending.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I love movies with bummer endings. The Mist has probably one of the best endings of any movie I've seen.
Like it was like a Rogue One where, sorry, you're all dead. Bye-bye.
I think we should do a John Carpenter podcast. I think we could just go through his movies in 20 minutes and really get a lot out of it.
The assembly cut is better. The assembly cut is better.
David Fincher, when I walked out of Alien 3, I was let down, but I remember saying how much I enjoyed the direction and the overall look and feel of the movie. It's just the script is terrible. I didn't like the script.
But that's not the fault of anybody but the studio.
Right.
David Fincher did
an
outstanding job with the circumstances he was given.
I agree. So, you see this? Let's start the IDW death pool right now.
Yes, yeah, Chris Ryall.
How long do you give IDW before they're freaking skunked? I'd
say less than a year.
Yeah, I was going to say 10 months. I think they're hanging on by their PPP money. I think Neon from Clownfish said that today, and I agree completely.
Yeah.
They were hoping. I think they were hoping to. I know Chris, and I know he was trying to 2 years ago. He was trying to buy up the Charlton Comics properties all the IPs he could.
Oh, you
and relaunched them.
Part of that. Oh, I hope not. I love Usagi Jimbo.
Yeah, is he on? Is that on IDW? They're publishing him.
I forgot. Yeah,
I think so.
Well, what they'll probably start by selling off their hotter IPs.
And they do G.I. Joe.
Most of their titles are other properties. They're movie properties and TV properties.
Right. They do Dungeons and Dragons. They do
Star Trek,
My Little Pony, Years of War.
Hasbro, they do
Transform. I think
I thought
Hasbro.
Lock and Key was a Image title.
I think that's an IDW as well.
Oh, it's a Netflix show now too. But I always thought that started as Image.
Well, that was part of it too. I guess they had 2 pending shows with Netflix that both got canceled this week. So I think when those shows got canceled, Chris just went. For Chris to run, that means there's no money. There's no money because he had plans, and
well, they have Star Wars, but I don't understand how that works with Disney.
No, not anymore.
Marvel has Star Wars.
Yeah, Marvel has Star Wars. Marvel has Alien, Predator. So Dark Horse took a big hit not too long ago.
Yeah, Marvel took Star Wars back when they bought Star Wars, and when they bought Lucasfilm. They got the rights to Star Wars back, so
they gave that over to Marvel.
Yep.
So let me ask you a question. Diamond publishes everything, right? Or they only did?
They distribute.
They distribute.
Right. They only distribute, but they distribute for all the floppy?
They did until DC bailed on them.
Right.
So now there's more than one. We should actually, and I can't wait for. I just listened to. I want to get him on our show. Dan from BoomTube. I just listened to John's radio show where they had him on as a guest on Sunday. And it's really interesting because now he's dealing with the dual distributors. There's a whole history of the distributors that went back into the 80s and stuff. And I used to work at a comic shop in the 80s, and we had at least 3 of them. We had comics coming in all different days of the week constantly.
Yeah. My brother worked at a comic book place too in Guilford. I think it was in Guilford.
Oh, they do. IDW has a kid's Star Wars line, John says. I didn't know that.
Star Wars Adventures. I'm sure that's probably a on borrowed time, I'm sure.
Listen, I've said this.
I love IDW, and I'm very sad that they're in this trouble. But they were in trouble before the pandemic, and now I think they're fucked. They're fucked.
Well, they have a new president. That's what that article's about, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, they replaced Chris with basically. It looks like they replaced Chris with 3 people. Yeah. So they have new executive vice president of product development, Jerry Bennington. He's now the new president. I don't know. IDW sales director Judd Myers has been promoted to publisher. So Chris was president, publisher, and CEO, or CCO, chief creative officer. And it looks like they've replaced all 3 of his titles with 3 different people. So the Rebecca K. Hadlin has been named general manager, executive vice president of operations. So basically all the pressure's on her because she handles the TV and film adaptations. So they're basically leaning on her saying, sell one of our IPs and make us fat and happy or we're screwed. Yeah.
Their distribution was Diamond Comics distributor.
Oh yeah, no, the Diamond distributes IDW. Yeah. So
they've been around for 21 years.
That's what I mean. They've been around a long time, and it's sad. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe someone might make a documentary about them someday.
Yeah. We'll have to wait until they're all on the verge of death and then start interviewing them.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
But it's true that I've been saying as they're dying off one at a time, like, man, why didn't I get this idea 4 or 5 years earlier or 10 years earlier? We have nobody left. So HBO is casting for a Game of Thrones prequel.
How about
go back to that?
How about a Game of Thrones last season remake?
Yeah.
Does anybody care anymore?
What a buzzkill that was, man.
That's what I mean.
If
anybody
they ended on a good note, I think people might have been
man.
interested in more Game of Thrones, but after what they did, no.
Could you go more J.J. Abrams? I mean, seriously, it was just bad. You can't.
Jar Jar.
you
We
know,
love Jar Jar. No, we
here's the
don't.
thing. If you're gonna go into a long, like, if you're gonna go into a series and hook people, at least write the friggin' end of what you want to get to. Just don't make it up as you go along and say, well, how the hell we're gonna write ourselves out of this corner? And that's
Right.
basically what these shows do. They have great ideas, but there's no execution. You know.
You know what's really sad too is these
lot of
new
shows
shows.
don't-
These new shows run 10, 13 episodes a season. You know, back in the day, they were 26 episodes a season. And they didn't get in this kind of trouble. Why are they getting in this kind of trouble with 8, 10, 13 episodes? It's so much less to manage. I don't understand. And they still fuck it up.
Yeah.
I just think you got low rent talent on a lot of these
I
things.
lost my interest in Game of Thrones from the last season. If anything that they release, I don't care really.
To me, it's kind of like what they did with Walking
was
Dead.
pretty
They start
interesting.
making all the spin-offs.
Yeah, it just that's all it takes is one bad experience sometimes, and that's it. You're done. And it goes with anything. You go to a restaurant, the food's great. You have one bad experience. Sometimes people are like, "Well, I'm never going back there," and that's how I feel about Game of Thrones. That was it.
Right.
Once the last season, I was like, "That's it. I'm done."
It was pretty interesting that Benioff and Weiss, the two showrunners of Game of Thrones, they had a Star Wars trilogy all lined up, and then season 8 happened, and they mysteriously didn't.
Right. How about this? You guys see Batman's new costume?
Ugh.
I saw
this.
that.
I saw this a few days ago, and I thought it was a joke. Like, why do they keep doing this? Why do they not get it? Why do you keep changing Batman?
What does he glow in the dark?
Look at that. This is
It's
like right out of Joel
Batman.
Schumacher's movies, you know? Like, what the hell? That looks like something that George Clooney wore in the last movie he did.
My favorite Schneider. So
It's action figure Batman.
God, I just don't like. Really, why do we have to keep doing this shit? You know, like, yeah, he's the Dark Knight. Part of his whole appeal is that he hides in the shadows and has the element of surprise. And now he's got a giant glowing flashlight on his chest.
So-
Yeah, Robin is supposed to be the decoy.
Right.
wait a second. They're gonna start. They're gonna start over again, or continue with the whole rebirth thing.
Oh, who the fuck knows? I'm probably gonna start over again. They're about to hit issue 100 on this newest iteration reboot of the
Well, I
reboot.
tried with King's Run, and you know how I felt about that. King was a hit or miss for me, man. Gotham Gal and Gotham Girl.
You didn't get too far into it then. That was the first 6 issues.
Riddler was his Riddler was really good, but I could not stand the Bane story, especially when Batman infiltrates his castle and Bane breaks back again and then throws him in a cage underwater, and then Batman just goes, and then all of a sudden he's magically back to being fine after he just broke his back.
Well, he stole that from the movie where Batman fixed his back magically and then
from,
walked all the way across the world overnight and got back to Gotham City the next day.
He stole it from Lethal Weapon too.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
So again, this trope's been played out a million times. Writer James Tynion teased that major changes to Batman's mission and his relationship with Gotham City as a result of the Joker war. How many times has the Joker permanently changed Batman only to put him back the way he was, Got any comments down here we can read? No? Nobody commented on that. Oh, here we go. This suit would fit right in the 90s. Makes me think of Crystal Pepsi. I remember going to the store and seeing Arctic Blast Batman, Jungle Commando, and Beach Luau Batman, but I could never find Batman. Yeah. The first thing I thought of was George Clooney when he was putting those. Yeah.
The last series I read by the Joker, The White Knight, was really, really, really good. And it was only 8 issues, but I don't know if you read the whole White Knight series.
I didn't read any of it, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's basically like Joker controlling his, he controls himself and becomes, I don't know, less insane. But I don't know. You got to read it.
Here's a new one, the new GI Joe vehicle, Jude. See this?
Yeah, I saw that. They're releasing it with the Baroness. Yeah.
All right.
They're really pushing this 6-inch thing.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I mean, and I think they're really kind of, I think,
Beachhead.
trying to sort of mix it with the old classics, but kind of giving it a modern kind of edge.
Yeah, they just look like larger versions of the old 3-inch figures.
Right.
Who's this guy?
That's Roadblock.
Oh, that's Roadblock. Oh,
Yeah.
they redesigned him.
That's actually a limited edition. I think they released a different version of that figure. And
I didn't recognize him. He looks totally different. He's got a modern look with the big beard and whatnot.
Yeah, he got the King Kong beard going on.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how like they give them these futuristic weapons so they can kind of show kids that, I don't know. Like this weapon
that anybody can use a weapon. Oh, here's one. I'll come back to this one. Let's look at this one. You'll like this, Jude. He's doing a book called Berserker. Keanu Reeves writing comic series Berserker.
God.
Would you like to read my comic Berserker? Yeah. Is he going to play Moon Knight? I love Moon Knight. John Amenta loves Moon Knight too. It's his favorite character. John can talk to you about Moon Knight forever. He hates Moon Knight.
Really? Why didn't you? Moon Knight's cool.
I love Moon Knight.
Yeah.
John hates Moon Knight. Yeah. I should have wore my Moon Knight t-shirt. I'll wear it on one of these. Yeah. So I don't know. Can Keanu write a comic? Who knows?
Yeah, he could play music, and he could probably write a comic. What was that?
Sure.
What was that band he was in? Dark Star or something, or Dog Star?
Dog Star.
I remember they played at Toad's place, and
yeah. Did you go?
No, my brother I think was actually there because he used to work at Toad's, and no one really wanted to listen to the band. They just all like. In fact, when everybody was on stage, and Keanu, I think he was playing bass in one corner. Everybody was like shifted over. all the girls just wanted a good look
at him. Yeah.
Right. No one cared about the music.
Right. No, that's
we just
funny.
got a like from a Joey DiCarlo.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Thank you for keeping an eye on that, Pete. I am not keeping an eye on that.
Trying to let up my.
Feel free to jump on, make a couple of comments or two.
Yeah, come on in. Join the show. Join the Cycle Circus. Welcome to the show.
No one leaves until the show is done. All right, Sideshow Con. All new Marvel, DC, and Star Wars collectibles revealed. That's Spidey. Let's see. Let's check these out here.
I don't want things that are too realistic because then I'm going to think they're going to come to life while I'm sleeping and try to kill me.
Like being in the cupboard?
Yeah, just hide under the covers, Jude.
I just saw Poltergeist on Netflix. And that doll scene always scared the shit out of me. And still, it's the scariest part of the movie.
Here's one. I know you're going to buy this one, Jude.
I fucking hate Deadpool. I'm sorry. Chimichanga bullshit. I cannot stand it. And I'm glad I'm actually not going to a con this year because I don't get to see a fucking 10 million Deadpool cosplayers.
You want to trigger Jude, just say, hey, Jude, Deadpool.
Jude, maximum effort.
Harley Quinn and Deadpool, please. If you, it should be like like when you go to a guitar store and there's a big sign that says, "Please don't play Stairway to Heaven." That should be sort of the same thing when you go to a con.
Please don't wear
Deadpool. Don't dress up as fucking Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, yeah.
Please. Mm-hmm. Like we haven't seen that before. Come on.
Does anybody want Anakin? I don't know.
Well, I'm not buying any of these.
No?
Somebody is.
Somebody's going to, but that someone would not be me.
Obi-Wan? No? Anybody?
No, I mean,
Spidey's
they're-
cool.
Don't get me wrong, but
those figures start at like $300.
Yeah.
I can't justify. Now those are dolls. No, I know there might be some
1/4 scale
collectors out there,
maquette.
but those are
Wow.
dolls. They you could take their clothes off and fucking.
And
just not-
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Those.
You can. Would you?
Well, I wouldn't. But those figures, they're all cloth. Like somebody actually, they're sewing and the
Oh, of
actual
course, yeah.
oh yeah,
clothes are made of materials like soft goods.
Right.
That's why they're so expensive because they really
Right.
are dolls.
Should I try Berserk? Yeah. I probably, you know what? I'm probably going to be curious, and I am going to pick up Berserk. Yeah.
I
Why not?
hate Batman's new costume. It's freaking terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. Let's look at that again. Why can't they just leave it alone? Nobody asks for a new Batman costume. This is fine.
We should actually replace the bubbles. Like this looks like shit.
Yeah. Lucius, you designed this. How am I supposed to sneak up on anybody in this fucking thing?
Glowing in the fucking dark.
It's like it looks like Dr. Manhattan or something. It's like semi-opaque. It's powder blue. What the hell? God,
Tony Stark designed this outfit for me.
Yeah, this is one of those things like nobody asked for this, but because we're at issue 100, let's fuck with everything. Like, just tell us a good story. We don't need this.
You know what though? If you look at the original Batman costume, there was blue in it, and for the longest time,
Oh yeah. He had purple gloves like down to here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Original.
Yeah.
And I think even during the Denny O'Neil, he had the blue cowl. And
Neil Adams. Yeah, they colored him with Jim Apato's. All those years he was blue and gray.
Right.
But the blue was supposed to be. I don't think they wanted to use black because they used the blue to accent light hitting off the cape and whatnot and stuff.
I think
it was supposed to be more of a.
Was it Dark Knight?
Supposed to be more of a dark.
Was Dark Knight the one that implemented the more gray and black? Was that Frank Miller?
It was a navy blue. He darkened the blue. It was still blue though. The first
it was
dark
still blue. You're right. It was still blue. Well, maybe it wasn't until after that they.
Well, the costume he's wearing now, like in that photo, in the shot here we're looking at, he's been wearing that for years now. The gray and black.
Right.
So, and that goes back to like his original incarnation, gray and black. So I don't know.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Probably didn't start putting him in black until '89.
That early?
That because I'm sure they wanted to make it look like the movie.
True.
So
I don't remember because
more black.
I have this in and out of comics thing throughout my life, and '89 was about when I ditched him the first time, and then I went back in the late '90s, and then I quit in the early 2000s, and then I came back in the mid 2000s, and I'm still doing it, but yeah, I'm sorry, that other Batman costume behind him looks like shit. The only thing they've done stupider than that was when they made Jim Gordon Batman at the end of the Scott Snyder run. He was wearing this big robot suit. That was really dumb.
Hey, Alfred.
I told Scott Snyder to his face, I said, what the fuck are you doing? These are horrible.
Alfred played Batman for a quick panel. Remember? And that was the Snyder. Yeah, remember?
Wasn't the Scott Snyder run?
No, I don't think it was was it the Scott Snyder run or was it King's run?
I don't remember.
No, it was King's run.
King killed him. King killed Alfred. Literally, he's dead.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't finish the run then.
Yeah,
I hear his Vision's good. I still got to read that.
Vision was I liked Vision. It was creepy. Yeah, Vision was. Really
my brother said that's
weird.
a must read. He said King did a great job with that. So.
Yeah, he did. It was really weird. Yeah. Thanks, DC, for more freaking Batman bullshit. Let's see what did they have going on today? Watchmen and the Cruelty of Masks. I think that's on right now.
I wanted to watch that. We should actually tune into that. Can we get in that?
It's on right now.
So
I'll have to pull my headset out again.
We were talking about it before, where we don't understand how. What did you say yesterday? If you wear a mask,
I said I call bullshit on these heroes that wear masks because I can't breathe in mine. I'm at the gym. I'm ready to pass.
That's why he has the cutout.
Yeah,
I'm passing out at the gym in my mask, and these guys are like, la la la, I'm gonna go fight crime all night. Bullshit. I call bullshit.
These people don't even look like they're smiling.
Oh boy, I think we're getting lectured to. Hang on, I'll pull my.
You're muted, Keith.
You're muted. Not anymore.
I guess
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Add to that, especially going back to that exchange, all right, that Angela is having with the FBI agent.
Oh, and these are tough when you jump in late on these things. You don't even know what they're talking about.
By trauma or what have you. And Angela's response is, I wear the mask to protect myself. Right, and then she cuts in right, from the pain. And so I guess when I think about that, just being an educator and being in the classroom and mentoring students and advising them, they're always coming to my office to talk about their pain, right, and their issues and their trauma and how they are being affected negatively. Not all the time, but a lot of times negatively by experiences they're having in the classroom or wherever the case may be. And I've always seen it. Well, until recently, I should say, I always seen it as my role to just kind of be the quiet listener and give advice, right? But not attempt to try and, kind of unmask, right, myself, right? And I also see it as kind of a way of protection as well. Like there has to be this divide.
I think this is all part of Activist Wednesday at Comic-Con.
I've been noticing just even in my own experience that I've been opening up a lot more and explaining to them that this is also like this has many levels and what you're experiencing has many levels and that there are people around you who are experiencing some of the same, whether it be microaggressions or whatever the case may be, right?
Microaggressions,
same things on different levels in different ways. And I found that those conversations are
microaggressive. Is that like passive aggressive?
Yeah, it's
a microaggression.
I'm angry, but I'm only angry this big.
It's what's been going on for too long. It's kids who can't cope with the real world and don't like being told no, so they get triggered and they have aggressive backlashes and I'm sorry. It's just
due to this.
I saw that when I worked in higher ed 20 years ago. I saw this all happening. It started then. It was just kind of like, don't be too critical of anyone. You might hurt their feelings. And it's like, but the world's a nasty place, and you can't sit there in college and tell everyone that it's strawberries and ice cream, because it's not. And I think this is part of the problem. We've created this world of fucking monsters that just don't understand.
And it's a hard reality even now during COVID that the unemployment rate is pretty high, and a lot of people are like, "Well, what am I gonna?"
Yeah, I lost my whole business.
Deal with it. You gotta
out of business since this happened, and I'm not whining. And what's that?
I said you and me both.
Right. Yeah, both of us. Right. And a lot of people we know.
Right.
If you told me in March that I'd be sitting here in August, basically, still with no contracted work, I would never have believed it.
Well,
but that's another discussion for another.
That's
time.
A whole other discussion. But as we, it's everybody, like a breakup. Everybody's gonna suffer some kind of consequence. They just gotta overcome it, and that's what makes you stronger. That's how you become a superhero. You fall down a well, and all these bats fly all over you, and your family gets killed in the valley, and all of a sudden you become a superhero.
Or a cop with a cape. Don't be a cop with a cape, Jude. So let's see what's tomorrow here. Star Trek Universe panel.
Okay.
We're going to hear more about Star Trek: The Next Abomination.
I don't even know why they're doing a second.
I actually am dying to see this. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern. I will be driving to Boston probably at that time, so I'm gonna have to watch this or listen to it on my phone. I'm dying to hear what they're gonna pitch that will never get made, right?
Well, if it does get made, I have an idea. We can do a show night with a bottle of Jack Daniels and 3 shot glasses.
and play a Star Trek drinking game.
Well, we'll see how bad it is.
Every time
Yeah.
they do something that sucks, you drink.
Rumor has it they're going to. Rumor has it they're in damage control over the receptions to lower decks.
Really?
Yeah, so that they're going to quickly announce Discovery Season 4.
Wait, I thought this was going to be a playoff Picard 2.
They're also going to talk
Because
about
that's
that.
what I thought they were doing. Because wouldn't that be the direction that they're heading in? Because Picard,
The direction that they're heading in is they should sell Star Trek to somebody else and let somebody else take it over.
Right.
Because these shows are horrible. They're horrible. I mean, they're unwatchable. I just can't stomach them. I tried. I kept an open mind. I'd love to get new Star Trek, but
would anybody
these are just generic violent sci-fi. That's what they're not Star Trek.
Would anybody ever watch Star Trek just Klingons? Whole Klingon cast, Klingon Warbird.
I don't know. They're kind of one note. The Klingons are one note.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, what other direction can they go in? They can't. They've already gone backwards. They've gone forwards. They've gone back. They've gone here.
Well, like I said, when Discovery first came out,
universes.
You look at Discovery and you're like, wait a minute, this is way too polished and clean to precede Kirk.
Right.
It was supposed to come, and they're saying it's canon in the prime timeline, and it's supposed to come between Enterprise and the original series. And it looks light years beyond both. They have holographic communications and all this stuff. And I was like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you pigeonhole yourself there? Just make it take place 100 years after Next Gen. Then you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do this? They constantly do this kind of stuff to themselves. I don't know. I just listened to the latest episode of Inglorious Trexperts, and they had a guy named Manny Cotto on, and he was the showrunner for the last 2 seasons of Enterprise. And he told them that he was in the writer's room for some of those JJ Star Trek movies, and they were actually saying, don't put any Star Trek shit into these Star Trek movies. The basic attitude at CBS is that they own the Star Trek IP, but they loathe the Star Trek IP, and they're trying to turn it into something else. They're trying to turn it into like Star Wars.
But you can't,
because they want to get a whole new audience.
Right, but Star Trek.
So
the reason why,
as long as you have Alex Kurtzman and J.J. Abrams involved with this stuff, it's going to suck.
Right,
it's just going to suck.
Star Trek wasn't about phasers or.
Well, I know what it's about.
Whatever, but you know what I mean. Like, and if you can't go in that direction because the Trekkies, that's not them. That's not part of what Star Trek is.
Have you watched any of these new shows? They don't resemble Star Trek in the least. And what they did to Picard,
I've tried to avoid them. I really have.
They turned Picard into a buffoon. A clumsy buffoon of an old man, and it was insulting. I got to the 4th episode and I had enough, and I canceled.
Yeah,
it was absolute dog shit.
I just don't know what you could do with Star Trek anymore.
You give it to people who know what it is.
Right,
you give it to guys like Ronald D. Moore or Ira Stephen Bear or Seth MacFarlane. But then Mark Scott Zickery. You give it to somebody who really loves Star Trek and will do it the right way.
Yeah. But I just would hate to see another Starfleet ship and, another, like, they definitely have to innovate and come up with something completely different.
Look at Deep Space Nine. That was completely different.
And that's why.
It works because the right people were running that show.
Right.
It still felt like Star Trek, but it was something completely different.
It was an outpost on the edge of the.
And they still went out on the Defiant or their little runabouts. They still had missions to go out, but it was just a totally different tone, and it worked so well. It's of the Star Trek spin-offs, it's my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's funny because I never gave it a chance when it first came out.
But you're starting to grow fond of Voyager now.
Voyager's fun. Voyager's, it's like Dollar Tree Next Generation. It's...
Voyager had some concept episodes.
There's some good ones. Every 3 or 4 Voyager episodes I go, oh, that was a good one. Most of them feel like filler episodes. And it just, I don't know, I felt like so far I'm almost done with season 3, and it just feels like so far it's kind of a wasted opportunity. They're supposed to be lost, but you never get the sense that they're not going to get back. It just doesn't, they don't ratchet up the tension enough in that show. It's too it's just got a lighter tone. It's got a happier tone. So you just never feel like they're going to get stranded in the Delta Quadrant. You're just like, yeah, they're going to get back. You just never feel like they're not going to.
Yeah, the ship should really kind of be falling apart because
every time it takes a beating, it works again like perfectly within hours.
Yeah, they are going to run out of supplies, or like the hallway that got exposed to space looks like it got repaired with Starfleet parts.
Right. They didn't do it. They even had early on. They had rations for the replicator. Like you got I got extra replicator rations tonight.
Yeah.
Because they had to stretch what they had, and then they kind of got away from that. They stopped talking about it. Yep. It's I know it, and I know it's going to get better. I'm only in season 3, but I mean it's not horrible. It beats anything that's on now. I love it much more than any of the new.
They didn't go 8 seasons with Voyager.
No, 7 seasons for everything, but Enterprise. Enterprise 5,
4.
Unfortunately. Wow.
But I made it through three episodes of Discovery, and I was like, "What am I watching? This is not good." And I got through 4 Picards, and I'll probably do 0 upper deck or lower decks. Upper decks.
Upper decker.
I give lower decks and upper decker. Yeah.
I haven't watched Picard yet, but I
don't waste your time.
It might be a bottle of Jack and a shot glass.
No, I'm telling you.
October 7th.
That's right. Announced today, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Edson texted me off the thread. We have all of us on the show on the thread, and he texted me off the thread. He's like, "I don't care if Deep Space Nine never gets remastered. I'm not putting any money into Picard." I'm with him. Hard pass. It's bad, Jude. It's bad. If you want to know what Picard's about, just watch the Red Letter Media review.
I did. I watched it, and then I know what happens at the end now with him
with the big space vagina and the tentacles that come out, and Picard dies, and they put him in the exact same body.
They make him into a Data, but at the same age,
and vulnerable. He can still die of natural
So basically, he still has all of his arthritis and everything else. It's like
that's like such lazy writing. Like, what the fuck? What's the point of killing him?
We put you back into your same body. Shit.
So you're going to be just as feeble, weak, senile. Yeah, like seriously, come on, man.
I'm okay.
Who is writing this crap?
What?
Who is writing this crap? And the motivations were all wrong. I was just like the whole time, I'm like, what is going on? And it moves. The pacing is terrible. The pacing, nothing happens. You sit there for an hour and
I can't do
it.
It.
Falling asleep. It was really bad. And then they introduced things like class warfare into it. He goes to that woman Raffi that he used to be really good friends with, and they served together. And she's living in a trailer home, and she's going, "Well, if I had a mansion like you and all your money, but look at me, I'm in a trailer home." And I'm like, wait a minute, there's no money in the 24th century. There's no money on Earth. We got rid of class warfare, and now there's class warfare. Nobody did their goddamn homework. It's like I think they watched the 4 Next Generation movies and said, yeah, okay, we got a pretty good idea of what to do. And of course, those movies are not really next gen either. They're just dumb action movies with lots of explosions to get a general audience to go watch it and make a lot of money. Because they turned Picard into a brainless action hero in those too.
You're absolutely right. I think they're trying to appeal to a generation that likes explosions and laser fights or whatever, dog fights in outer space kind of shit.
I mean, how many movies have we gone to where the phones come? The minute characters start talking, the phones come out.
Yeah.
In a movie like Jurassic World or Godzilla or anything with a lot of action, when there's a break in the action to actually try to move the plot forward,
the phones come out.
Yep. Well, and then there's no story, there's no character building. It's basically just story driven, and you don't give a shit about the characters.
Well, it goes back to the conversation we had on our episode recently, where we said, we talked about dialogue and quoting movies that's endured for decades, and we can't think of any from anything modern that we think. Not only can we not come up with any, but we don't think they'll even last. Will the Marvel movies be relevant 20 years from now? Will anybody care about them? I'm willing to say no. I don't think anybody will give 2 shits about the Marvel movies 20 years from now.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
They're kind of disposable.
Yeah,
They're
but
they're well done, but are they classics? No.
I think Iron Man's a classic. Out of all
Do
the
ya?
movies, the first Iron Man is a classic to me. Oh yeah.
I
You
think
never saw
Well,
anything
it's
like
interesting
that
you say
before.
that though, because
book-wise.
the younger people I know and talk to think that the first Iron Man's kind of dull now.
I loved it. And
You know what I
I'll
mean?
be honest
So-
with you, the first time I saw it, even without having an MCU universe, I would have been just
Yeah.
happy with the movie alone, even if they didn't.
No,
Really
I'm not. I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. I was actually shocked when I saw it. I went to the $5 night with Jackie. We both thought it was going to suck. We were like, "Whoa," especially because we knew Marvel produced it on their own and they were brand new. The Marvel Studios was brand new. We're like, this is going to be like cheesy, low budget garbage, and it was shockingly good.
Oh yeah, and the same thing with. I mean, I hate to say this, and I know some people might get mad, but Tobey Maguire will always be Spider-Man to me. That's
I'm
it.
with you. Though
That's
the
it.
Sam Raimi Spider-Mans were the only ones that got the tone right. I think.
Yeah. I mean, and I'll say the second Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire is probably the best comic book sequel I've ever seen.
I think it's one of the best comic book movies, period.
Right. But
It's
what
up there with Superman 78. I'd say X2.
yeah.
X2 is one of the better ones. Spider-Man 2, definitely. And I know everyone's going to say The Dark Knight, but
Superman.
I have problems with The Dark Knight.
Superman 2 was okay with Christopher Reeves, but
No, not the second one.
it
no,
was okay. That was
Richard Donner cut Superman 2 is so much
The
better.
Richard Donner cut's better. Yeah.
yeah, but that was with Zod in it and stuff.
have-
I always thought that was good.
Shitty Beef is in our audience.
Who?
Mr. Shitty Beef.
Hey, Shitty Beef.
Hey, Shitty Beef.
He should be on here moderating with us.
Is he chiming in?
He
I
should.
don't know. He gave us a comment. I'm here.
Hop on,
So-
Shitty Beef.
Superman 2 was Zod. I mean, that's like basically Khan for.
Yeah, but you're watching the Superman 2 that was released theatrically was full of reshoots because they replaced Richard Donner halfway through. They fired Richard Donner, they brought in Richard Lester, and they reshot half the movie. If you watch the cut Richard Donner made years later, he had to use some screen tests. He's driving and streaming at the same time.
Oh,
How
God.
dare you?
We're not responsible. We are not responsible, Alan.
Shitty Beef, we need you for the show next week. You better just keep your eyes on the road, hands at 10 and 2.
So
say-
there's a Superman 2 like director's cut.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, where have you been? It came out like 14 years ago. Actually,
never saw
Alan and I
Counter
had
cut.
the editor, Michael Tao. We had him on our podcast back in 2006.
No
Yep.
shit.
Yep,
wonder
we
if
did.
Find this online. Unless you have it.
I own it.
No, you can.
If you buy the let me go back to Blu-ray real quick.
Well, I'd borrow it from you. I don't know if I'd buy it, but
Oh, Jude.
you don't mind if I
Oh, Jude. Hang on.
Jude.
Jude.
What?
It's
I
really
borrowed movies from you before.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let me show you something.
You never get them back.
You can get this little package,
Oh, but
or here's the
can't.
better one. There
No,
it
it's
is.
right That's it, right?
Yeah, but if you buy this for $59,
Ugh.
you get. Look at what you get here. You get
Uh,
all the movies up to.
Once Richard Pryor came in, that was it. That was the end of it.
You even get the Brandon Routh one. So you get
Yeah.
Superman 1, 2 versions of Superman 1,
two or
theatrical and the extended cut, 2 versions of Superman 2, the theatrical and the Donner cut, 3, 4, 5, and this one. And there's a whole disc with these great Superman documentaries on them. So here's what you get: Superman the movie. Can you see this, by the way?
That's it.
Yeah, you can. Okay. Superman the movie expanded, Superman 2 the Donner cut, Superman 3, 4, and Superman Returns, and then these documentaries. Like you get these
look up
phenomenal.
which is narrated by Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, there's 2-hour documentaries about the history of Superman on here, and then you get all the cartoons, the 50s cartoons.
Superman and the Mole Men.
Yeah, you get the complete Fleischer Studios cartoons, all of them. They're brilliant. This thing is way worth. I bought this. It's way worth the $60.
And you got through Superman. What was it? Superman 4, where he gets to a fight with Nuclear Man or something on the moon.
Right there. Quest for peace.
What?
Brick Vision, where he rebuilds the Great Wall of China after Nuclear Man is staring at it, and the bricks go
Brick
back
Vision.
in. Brick Vision.
Was it Nuclear Man? Was that the character? Oh,
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, but you know what? That's fun to
he
watch.
pummels him into the moon. Remember, he hits him. He's like,
Oh, and what's great about that is the moon is clearly made of cardboard, and you can see the cyclorama, the cloth moving when they're fighting.
They're
It's
fighting
awesome.
on the fucking moon.
Yeah.
It's great because Canon owned that. That's a
Jesus.
Menahem Golem special right there. So, I mean, I bought this set like 5 or 6 years ago, and I paid more than $60 for it. It's a steal at $60. I think I paid $100. It's awesome.
I watched the third one. When I was a kid, I used to love the third one, but then it didn't age well at all. Richard Pryor is
the third one's junk.
Yeah,
the third one's junk.
I don't even think it's good in it.
This set is worth it for the first 2 movies and the two other cuts, the 2 director's cuts of them, and the documentaries and the extras. It's just
the first movie too.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just showed you. Here, I'll show you again.
I know. I didn't know they did both films.
Yeah.
And what's
Richard Donner did an extended cut of the original one too. It's like a half an hour longer than the theatrical version.
The only thing I wish they cut out of the first movie, and I know you guys are probably going to say no, is when he turns back time.
That wasn't intention.
That's not in the original. If you watch the director's cut of Superman 2, it's in that one.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, what happens originally is he flies one of the missiles out into space and lets it go. And
it lets the villains out. It hits the Phantom Zone.
Well, yeah, that's how Zod got out of the glass.
No. In the theatrical version, he throws the Eiffel Tower. They reshot it with a terrorist, and he throws the Eiffel Tower, the bomb from the Eiffel Tower, and that lets him out. But in the original one, remember there's 2 missiles that Lex Luthor let out. Right. He takes one of them, the one going to New Jersey, and he throws it into space, and it hits the Phantom Zone and lets them out in the first movie.
Freedom, and then that's that's the end of it. And then Superman 2, the Donner cut, that's where he turns back the world.
So they already shot some scene. Wait, so they
were shooting them simultaneously.
So they were using uncut footage from the first movie to put it into the second movie, or they were simultaneously?
He was shooting them simultaneously. Donner was shooting both movies at the same time. What happened was the Salkins, the producers of the film, they didn't like him, and they were getting agitated with him. And as it became apparent that they were going to make changes, they told him to hurry up and just finish the first movie. So then they cobbled together the first movie using footage from Superman 2 and made the complete story of Superman 1. And then they fired him, and they brought in Richard Lester, and they reshot a whole bunch of stuff and took some of his stuff from Superman 2, and they made Superman 2 the theatrical version.
Oh my God.
And then he went back with this guy, Michael Tao, and they collected all the other stuff that he had shot, except for one scene he never shot. They had to use the screen test of Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder and put it in there. And but it's a totally different. It's like finding a whole new Superman movie with Christopher Reeve in it. It's so different. It's totally different.
There's only one thing about the Donner cut that I don't like. And it's one line where where they're waiting for Superman, and he shows up in the theatrical cut. He says, "Would you like to step outside?"
Yeah.
And the Donner cut is, "Haven't you heard of freedom of the press?"
That line's always been classic.
You want to step outside? Oh, it's Superman! Thank God! I mean, get him! Yeah. No, that's my one quibble.
I always liked the guy who ran the Daily Bugle too. What's his name? It's
Barry White.
Yeah, I thought that they casted that guy perfectly.
Jackie Cooper was great. Yeah, he was perfect.
One of the Little Rascals.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
No shit. That's hilarious. I have to do a movie. We could do a movie night.
There you go, Jude.
Oh my God.
There's your guy. Yeah, we could do Nuclear Man.
We could do a movie night with Superman 1 and 2 if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you guys are up for that.
And I would use the extended cut and the Donner cut, which are both actually extended Donner cuts.
Right. If you want to do a movie night at your place, I'm
That's
I'm
a good
game.
idea.
And if anybody's in the chat room wants to watch it with
Oh
us,
shit! I can't. How do
I don't know if
close
we can do
nuclear
that. Though.
men
Is
there?
that like copyright? If you were to stream movies?
Oh, you can't. It gets knocked down.
Yeah.
Remember, I was trying I wanted to have the Galaxy Quest night, and I couldn't get it to work.
You'd have to do it like
you need permission from the studio. You got to pay for it. Yeah.
So sadly, no watch parties for us at Pizza Pop Culture. At least not yet.
Yeah, right.
No one has watched this.
No, no watch parties.
No watch parties. No online watch parties.
Which means that we can't watch Superman with an audience.
Oh.
There is so much extra stuff.
How many people we got watching
unbelievable.
now who are actually logged in?
I don't know. Whoops. Oh, shit. What did I just do?
We're still here.
We're still here.
One is on.
Nice. Well, welcome to one.
I think it's Alan.
Is it Alan?
it's Alan.
Now we've
been on for an hour and a half.
Are we saving this?
It'll archive, I think.
Yeah,
right on the Facebook page.
We should save it. Maybe we can put it somewhere.
I know I can save it.
We've covered a lot of good stuff today with movies, and
we actually did. I thought we'd be quick here, but
well, we always got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
and I learned something new. So
Angelo retweeted that we're live on Facebook, but he didn't hop on with us. Shame on him.
I sent a link to my brother, but my brother's in another Zoom meeting tonight. So,
oh yeah, I'll talk to you off stream about tomorrow. I have a problem. So let me go back to stop share. Let me go back to this tab. I think it's that one, right? Yeah. So let's see what else is going on for tomorrow here before we sign off. So we never got past the Star Trek Upper Decker. Funko exclusives.
Yeah.
So I guess there's going to be some new pops released tomorrow, huh?
Yeah. Let's buy some bobbleheads that are
click on it.
Expensive.
They're not even bobbleheads. They're just they're landfill.
Boys, yeah.
They are landfill. They're vinyl landfill.
Yeah. Like, what do you do with them when they're not cool anymore? I guess you can't
really
click
play
on
with them, can you? Because their bodies are all small and their heads are huge. You can't like.
No, it's funny because I remember Avery got into Supergirl when she was about 5 years old, and I bought her. I said, "Oh, I'll buy you a Supergirl bobblehead." I just called it a bobblehead. It was the Funko Pop, and I gave it to her. She's little, tiny, little. She goes, "This isn't a bobblehead. Her head doesn't even move.
Her head don't bobble."
Right. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Here we go. Bugs Bunny's 80th anniversary extravaganza at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, there's a couple. Let's see. Let's start at the top. Let's keep going on the top here. WWE, no thanks. Utopia, IGN Live, the New Mutants. What are they going to do with this?
It's going to Disney Plus.
Is it?
Wait,
though?
is it
it's supposed to be a horror movie?
Is it
no, it's the live action movie that's been sitting on a shelf for like 2 years. This thing's been done since like 2018. This movie.
Yeah, I think they're just dumping it to Disney Plus and being done with it.
Yeah. I don't know though, because I don't know. It's supposed to be like a really dark horror movie. That's the way they approached it. They took it in a whole new direction. Instead of making it X-Men Light or the new X-Men, they
turned it into a horror movie.
Well, yeah. So, and then right after that, so that's at 2:00 Pacific. That's 5:00 tomorrow. And then at 5:30, we have New Mutants interview with director Josh Boone. Okay. The boys. I know that's really popular. I have to
still watch that. I know you guys really said it was good.
I haven't seen it. Jackie and Colin love it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? I thought you did see it.
No. I'm catching up on all my 90s Star Trek that I ignored in the 90s. So until I catch up on my Star Trek, I'm trying to stay focused here. Bugs Bunny's 80th anniversary extravaganza. That's interesting. And then right after that, here we got it 7:43 tomorrow night. The Boys in Upload Interviews. Boys showrunner Eric Kripke. Huh. Why wouldn't they just? I don't know. Okay. Why they have they have 2 New Mutants panels and they have 2 Boys panels. This one I'm interested in tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna be able to see it though. Is Image Comics Spotlight.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see what Image is going to discuss, what they're talking about, dropping, things like that. That looks really. I love Image Comics comes out. They have some of the best titles. So, to me, anyway.
Yeah. In fact, I gotta catch up. I haven't collected comics since last year, and I know there's a bunch of titles that I gotta catch up on. Image titles. But I like the fact they take a break because I know right now I'm probably only like 4 or 5 issues, that I need.
Yeah, I read Postal. Postal just came back with a sequel series called Postal Deliverance, and issue 8 came in right around the lockdown, and it's still on issue 8, and issue 9 hasn't come out yet.
Yeah,
and then Nailbiter was another great serial killer series, and Nailbiter just has a sequel series too called Nailbiter Returns. That was scheduled to come out right in March, late March when the lockdown happened, and they just pushed it, and 1 and 2 just came out. So, yeah, so you're really not far behind. You're probably whatever DC Comics.
Yeah, I mean, DC...
I went to BoomTube, and there were 6 Flash issues already out since the lockdown. I was like, what? 6? Yeah, so that hurts when you fall 6 issues behind.
Well, what's funny is I'm getting to the point now where I'm trying to limit myself on what runs I want to buy. So
that's what I did.
If I say there's 5 comics that I'm going to collect or read, but if I decide to stop 1, so be it. But I don't want to go any more than 5.
Yeah, my plan was to cut it back to 6, but it's already back to 10. but of the 10, some are limited series, and a couple are going to end soon. So the goal was to keep it between 6 and 8. Because I was up to at one point last year, I was up to 45.
I know you were nuts. In fact, I was at the comic book store, and I would text you because I'd go to the comic store, the issue that I wanted wasn't there, and then I'd be like, okay, Keith, what should I be reading? And you were like, oh, get this, get Flash, get Moon Knight. And I'm like, oh, no, because I knew it would be another series.
My read stack was literally like 8 inches high every month.
And the bi-weeklies did not help. I couldn't stand that. I wish DC wouldn't do that.
Well, Batman's going to stay that way.
Fucking
Batman's their flagship title.
Right. And it was just too much. It was just like,
Well, that's why if
it was a hot issue, you would miss it. You wouldn't get it.
Well, that's why when I got up to that many titles, I was just ordering them subscription from Midtown. You order them 2 months in advance on subscription, and they just send you a box. You gotta get a big box. But now that I'm cutting back, I just went down to BoomTube, Dan at BoomTube, and I just filled out a pull list, and now I don't have to chase them. I'll just show up. He'll have them pulled for me already. So I'm tired of chasing comics. That's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
It's just too much. And I used to use it as an excuse to get to go for long walks for lunch because alternate universe is about 3-4 blocks from where I work. So it gave me an excuse to say, hey, I'm gonna get the hell out of here for lunch and walk 4 or 5 blocks, go to the comic book store, pick up my comics, and come back to work. Or stop on the way back, get lunch, and then go to work.
Right.
And it was nice. So, it was almost as if it was a small little treat. Like I was like, "Ooh, I get to get my comics today," and it just kind of like got me out of work.
Well, you could still do that. Just have them do a pull list, so you don't have to chase.
They do. But if you don't show up, they literally will put it back in the rack. Like if you
after like 2 weeks.
No, I don't even know. There was plenty. Sometimes I've gotten there and they're like, "Oh, we put it back on because it's in demand, and we can't hold it for you if it's in demand because they want to get rid of it."
Yeah, well,
they don't like to send anything back.
That's why I think you should go to Dan at BoomTube. You'll be treated better. He wouldn't do that.
I mean, I like supporting local shops too.
Yeah, Dan wouldn't do that to you. He wouldn't put your shit back on the shelf after a couple weeks.
Well, this is. I mean, I don't
he'd
know.
Call you first, or he'd email you and say, "Are you coming? Are you planning on getting these?"
They used to call me too. They did.
Okay,
they were pretty good call me. But this is alternate universe, so.
What did my nephew just text me? Fellas, MSN. Ooh. Oh my
What?
goodness. Listen to this headline. Oh my God. This is from MSN, NBC. Florida scientist said she was fired for refusing to manipulate COVID-19 data.
Interesting.
More and more of these stories are coming out every day. Interesting. Wow. Okay. And tomorrow night, the last panel they have here is the post-show McFarlane Toys Comic-Con Collectibles segment.
Okay.
I wonder if he'll do I wish I bought his Jaws thing years ago. You ever see the Jaws toy he did?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What,
With
the one we talked about?
Find it.
with the orca,
Kipner kid?
Yeah.
the little Kittner kid. No.
No, not the kitten. That was fake. This one right here.
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm still on the right.
This one's not fake?
No, this one's real.
No, McFarlane.
I thought the Kipner one was real.
No, that was.
Kittner one is
You can actually buy
about to
that.
show you is real.
I gotcha.
Oh, I gotta change. Hang on, I gotta change tabs here. Dip-a-doo. Because I only have one monitor, I keep switching tabs. McFarlane, here it is, Jaws. So that right there, Jude.
Oh, that's cool.
That came out probably 20 years ago, I'd say.
That is-
Probably right
Yeah,
for the
the movie
25th
made it.
anniversary. Yeah.
oh, McFarlane released it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Paul Harriet has it.
Does it come with
Quint.
does it come with them?
I think so. Let me see.
Click at the bottom. There's little.
That's the back.
Fucking. Oh, he fits in his
there he is.
mouth.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's in his mouth. Yep.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Isn't that great?
That's cool.
I can't zoom. Wait. I tried it. Oh, there we go.
I think I gotta double click the picture. Oh no, maybe it's too small.
It's smaller. I'm hitting plus and it's making it smaller, and minus is making it bigger. Weird. Okay. That is cool. Look at him.
That's fucking awesome.
I wish I bought it. Look what it's selling for now on eBay.
Wow.
$349.
It gets 2 views per hour.
Yeah. I mean, even here's one out of the box.
Let me see it out of the box. Click that one.
Yeah, I did. It's not loading very fast. Come on. Come on. There we go.
There he is.
There he is.
That's awesome.
But even out of the box, $219.
So there's no like articulation on it. Oh my god, the whole front end's all gnawed
Look
off.
at that. It's got the barrels. This is
awesome.
great. So I hope I'd like to see.
Oh,
'cause
it's a stationary piece. You can't like play with it, right?
Correct.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, probably because the water's all like a block.
Right.
It's awesome though.
Tis a display piece, a collectible, if you will.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, $219 out of the box used. I'm kicking myself for not buying that thing.
14-inch King Kong.
Even these stupid these Funko action figures.
Yeah,
like 5 years ago, $95. They were $3. I don't know why I didn't buy
alien
it.
ones. I actually have the alien ones, or alien.
Funko Alien.
Well, they're called
Yeah,
I think they're called Reaction or something.
Yeah, the reaction alien. Yeah, these things are really cool.
So they
See.
basically articulate like the Kenner Star Wars figures.
Do you have them up on your screen? Pete?
Well, yeah. What they did was initially Kenner was going to do a line of figures for Alien in the Star Wars scale, but of course, parents groups said absolutely no way. Now there were molds and there were some prototypes made up. So what Funko did is they basically they got their hands on the molds and filled in the rest.
Those are Kenner, right? Kenner figures?
No, they're supposed to be
not. These are modern.
Right. I have them.
Oh, they look like old Kenner figures.
Yeah, they purposely did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
There's even
Bishop show came with a magazine.
playset. There's even a cardboard playset, like like the old Sears and JCPenney catalogs had for Star Wars. There's even a cardboard playset for Alien.
Oh, that's cool.
The big chap.
Which one?
The alien. I actually have him upstairs. I can
Alien.
show you
Yeah.
guys what.
Ripley,
It's quite
Dallas, Kane,
I
and
like Dallas.
Ash.
Dallas is one of my favorites out of all the movies too. He was
I like him too. I like the actor Skerritt, Tom
Yeah.
Skerritt. Good actor. He
I
did
think-
everything. That guy.
cast in the first movie was just an interesting cast. I thought just the all the characters there.
Right. Crazy.
We have been on for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, and we have 0 viewers now, so it's probably a good time to
Yeah.
All right, well,
sign off and archive.
It was fun. I mean, we could have kept going and going and going. So this is good.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm going to end the broadcast because I just want to talk to you guys off. But we'll be doing this again tomorrow night, gang. So if you're watching this on the archive,
but
no, probably not. I think Friday, Saturday we might, because I think that's when you're going to get the deluge of news. And I'm going to make a little prediction that we hear about George Lucas this weekend.
I agree.
Yep. Very likely.
It's just the timing of it all. If Doomcock's, watching that again, Pete, he said he had to sit on that news for 10 days.
That's right.
He probably had to sit on it because they're about to release it, and that's the only reason it was leaked.
Yep.
The timing's so interesting with San Diego Comic-Con.
We did give our source away, but
what, Doomcock? That's okay.
Everybody, everybody that from like Yahoo News to Mr. H Reviews to everybody that's reporting this particular piece of news is going to source it back to Doomcock. So
yeah, exactly.
And then
just give credit where credit's due, and there's no harm, no foul.
And then he's going to be
No, he doesn't care. You got Clownfish that says we heard this from Doomcock. You got Gary at Nerdrotic says I heard this from Doomcock. You got Yellow Flash says I heard this from Doomcock. You credit back to him. He leaked it, and
no repercussions from that.
No, it's
no. He put it on the internet. It lives on the internet. I mean, it's not yeah. So.
Yeah, the only thing is he has to worry about it if he names names, then
if he gives away his source, that could cause a problem for his source and him.
But as far as us crediting him, there's no problems.
There's no problem with that.
Probably appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think with his leak that Kathleen Kennedy's gone, I think they're going to make that announcement this weekend.
Yep.
They're going to drop a Star Wars bomb on SDCC. Lucasfilm's going to own the weekend. I just feel it. I feel it coming.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah. And it's funny because Keith and I had maybe like a 45-minute discussion today about
Star Wars.
And we it's, I think with the Mandalorian, I think that's the direction. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. That's the direction I think they want to take the universe. Which
I hope so.
No problems with, because I love that whole Western kind of
the lawless
right.
Without the Empire running things, nobody kind of really knows where they belong or what to do.
Right.
And
Plus,
especially people who lived in fear and were in service of the Empire really don't know what to do because now they're left to their own devices.
Yeah, it's like the Wild Wild West now.
Right.
Exactly.
And to me, it's a much more interesting time frame to deal with than this stupid, we get dropped into the Force Awakens and how did this happen? How did everything go right back to the way it was?
Right.
It's dumb. And they never explain it. Never. And why would anybody listen to Princess Leia again? Because this all happened under your watch, baby. What the fuck?
It's very true.
But, we'll just ignore that for explosions, dumb jokes, action, new female protagonist that's a super person, all that stuff. So, I think hearing...
Would she fly?
Oh, Princess Leia, yeah.
Carrie Poppins.
Carrie Poppins.
They put her on a friggin'...
Oh, it was terrible. It took me 3 sittings to get through The Last Jedi. It's so bad. but not as bad as Rise of Skywalker. I think Rise of Skywalker is the biggest piece of garbage I've ever seen.
They're all bad.
They're all bad. They're all bad. I mean, we have a commentary we did for Force Awakens years ago, sitting on YouTube, Pete.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that?
Oh yes, we should do a few more of those.
We should finish the trilogy, huh?
Do we
Jackie
have?
walked out.
Who walked out?
Jackie, remember? She just fucking walked out of the room during the middle.
No,
of it.
she didn't walk out. She was with us, but about 18 minutes in, she goes, "Yeah," and I think it was like the 18-minute mark. She goes, "How much longer is this movie?" And we were like, "Hour 42." She's like, "Oh God." Yeah. She was tuned out right away at the stupidity of it.
More of those movie commentaries.
Yeah, but we should finish the Star Wars ones. Why not? We only did 2. We did that and we did Deadpool.
Yeah.
I would do if you guys ever did Rogue One or Solo, I would sit in on that.
What about Last Jedi? You want to sit in The Last Jedi?
Oh, fuck, dude. Jack and shot glasses. That's
yeah, that's fine.
The way you do it is if you're drunk.
I think we should complete the series, and I think what we should do is I'll take those 2 commentaries and I'll port them over to Pizza Pop Culture's YouTube.
There you go.
It's like I feel like watching that movie sober. It's like being on like.
Like I said,
getting seasick.
I even tried on an airplane to get through it. I'm like, all right, I'm on an airplane. I got nothing else to do. I still couldn't get through it. So the first time I shut it off after all the Yo Mama jokes in the beginning. So he does the Yo Mama jokes, on Hux or whatever, and then they have the fight, and I was like, this looks a lot like Empire Strikes Back, they got to get through the blockade, and the rebels are on the run, and then he goes back to the ship, and Laura Dern starts yelling at him, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid. So I shut it off because I also think Oscar Isaac is about as interesting as a stump. He's just bad. They're trying to make him the new Han Solo, but he's got no charisma whatsoever. They even dress him like Han Solo in some of these. And then the second time I got up to the scene where Snoke is yelling at Kylo Ren, "You're no Darth Vader." And I went, this is stupid. And I shut it off. Then the third time I sat there, I shut it off when Princess Leia flew through the sky. And then the fourth time I finished it. It's fucking horrible. But I did doze off a little bit when they're riding those horsey things through the casino.
Right.
I remember like you do one of those where you're like, oh yeah, I'm still here.
Do you guys see that? My screen?
No.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I have to enable it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's my favorite.
Look at that. What are you doing here? Oh, look at you found Doomcock.
Look at that. Did you read this?
Click it.
That's great.
I think we're gonna hear this over the weekend.
That's hilarious. Look at the bottom here with this. That's great. That is great.
Yeah. Nice.
Don't give me hope.
Look, we're all under house arrest, right? The economy's tanked. We're dealing with a virus. Nobody's working. Star Wars blows. Star Trek blows. Doctor Who blows. Everything sucks. This would be the best thing they could do. This would just make people happy.
Wait, we should read.
And I can't believe I'm saying it because I was like, George Lucas needs to sell Star Wars. And I'm like, no, he needs to buy it back. It's sad because he said he sold the property to Disney so his characters could live forever. And then the first thing Disney does is kill his fucking characters. Yeah. And the 2 missed opportunities in that whole thing are, one, Carrie, Mark, and Harrison together for a scene or 2. And the other one is Finn should have been the focus of the whole damn trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A stormtrooper who defects and has force sensitivity, and it would have been awesome. Stormtrooper turned Jedi in training. He would have had such an interesting arc. he would have been a character everyone would have identified with and got aboard with, instead of this Mary Sue running around just. And all Finn does is run after her, yelling her name the whole freaking trilogy. Ooh, Ray, Ray. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it. J.J. Abrams is Ed Wood with money. Ed Wood with a budget. He's a hack, man.
I'm trying to find somebody who disagrees here, which it's kind of hard to do.
You're not gonna.
No, there's
If
people
not,
that are diehards. There are people that are diehards.
No, yeah. If you're on Overlord DVD's page, yeah, you're not gonna find anybody.
No, you're generally the people who will support Disney Star Wars are in they're minority. It's a low number. I'd say maybe 30% of the fandom supports the new stuff.
And everybody agrees too. Even here, this guy, a big guitar, even says it. He goes, "I'm guessing Lucas didn't understand that she was going to inject her own personal agenda, which ran into conflict with Star Wars."
I think, I was one of the people when he said she was taking charge. I was in favor of it because she worked with Lucas and Spielberg her entire career.
Yeah, but underneath her facade, she had an agenda. That's for sure.
Did someone Photoshop her eyes cross-eyed like that on purpose, or is that real?
No, that's real.
Jesus.
Your office.
I'm really disappointed in her. I thought she'd be a perfect steward for the franchise, and so did George. Clearly, he entrusted her to.
Oh well.
Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny when this popped up.
Everyone deserves a second chance, and I think George Lucas should get his. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of times you think it could be, you're like, oh, this is terrible. And then when you could say that about politics, but you think it can't get any worse. And then it gets worse. And you're like, holy crap, this actually, what Lucas did in the second
prequels.
The prequels, it wasn't nearly as bad.
The prequels are actually better. I watched them all recently.
You never thought that was going to happen.
Now, it's comparing a rotting apple to a rotting orange, but the prequels are slightly better because at least there was an overall story arc and there was an objective. These three movies are not connected in any way to each other. None of them in fact, they fight against one another. You got The Last Jedi undoes everything The Force Awakens established, and then Rise of Skywalker undoes everything The Last Jedi did in an attempt to retcon it back to The Force Awakens, and the whole time tells no story.
Right.
Like none of these characters go on any journey or anything. They're all the same. They're all exactly the same.
Right. And if it's not canon anymore, which I don't think they're probably gonna have to leave it, so it's gonna be an alternate universe type thing. It wouldn't make a difference anyway. No one's gonna miss them. I don't know anybody that's gonna miss those last three films, right? Especially how they portrayed Luke Skywalker. Holy crap.
Oh, I know. Mark Hamill. I remember when The Last Jedi, before it came out, I remember seeing Mark Hamill complaining all over social media that he was not happy with it.
Yeah. He didn't really want to play the character, but he was already in too deep at that point, I think.
Yeah.
I think after the first...
Didn't he say something to... Sorry.
No, I think I think he didn't mind the first movie, but I don't think they told him what they were going to do to his character. Well, in the first movie, he only played in the end, but I don't think they really told him what they were going to do with his character, right?
Right. And didn't he say something to Rian Johnson? Like, you don't fundamentally understand who Luke is.
Yeah.
Didn't he say something to that effect to Rian Johnson?
That he did.
Yeah. I mean,
well, we're hitting the 2-hour mark here, which I guess this is a good segue.
Yeah, we can go on about Star Wars, and everybody's got the opinion we do about Star Wars. It's stinky.
Pew, it stinks like me poop.
It stinks like poop.
Except for Mandalorian, which is a breath of fresh air, and hopefully what we think is going to happen happens, and they can retcon the whole thing and start over again.
So, are we going to do just a 3-panel tomorrow, or we're going to get another?
You can invite whoever you want. We can have up to 6. Let's end this stream first. So
okay. So everybody who's
thank you very much for watching our stream.
Yeah, and we'll be back all the way through Sunday night with our Comic-Con reactions. So
over now.
See you soon. Bye.